the, what was it, SpectraVideo Quickshot. It's the NES control stick thing, like the arcade control stick. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's got your on and off switch back here, and then up here is your start and select, which those are kind of weird because it looks like the on and off switch, which toggles back and forth, but these just press in, and it's not even separate buttons, so I thought that was kind of dumb. So it fits pretty good in your hand. I mean, those three parts right there feel good, but the trigger there, it's too up, you know? Like, that doesn't feel good, and this is kind of weird. The button here on top, it's kind of weird. It fits your thumb pretty good, but the button only goes in down there, which I don't really like, because it seems like it would press accidentally. And they're not labeled which one's B or A, so I guess you just kind of figure that out on your own. I'm guessing that one's A, though, but never really know.
So, when you're using the control stick, you obviously think, you know, Air Flight Simulator, or something like that you would use on a computer. Well, since the Nintendo is only 8-bit, you can't really get any good flight simulators on it. Top Gun, which isn't a good flight simulator, but here we have some games that we can test it with. We have Twin Eagles, which is an overhead shooter. We have Light Force, which is a side-scroller shooter. And then we have Contra, which you've seen before in another review, but we're going to do it again with the control stick. Alright, so you just take out your old Nintendo controller, and you get yourself a control stick. Now, the cable's a lot shorter for this one, so you gotta be closer to your TV, or get an extension. Now time for some Twin Eagle by Romstar.
Alright, so we're going to do two-player. One of us will be using the control stick, and then
I'm going to be using the regular Nintendo controller.
just to test them out. So player 1 will do the control stick, and then player 2 won't be. Will we crash into each other?
Let's check. No.
No. Awesome.
I'm under you.
Oh. So. It's kind of awkward.
It is a little.
And I don't like having to hold it there, you know?
But I gotta say, the D-pad isn't a lot better for this game. And then B is the fire, and you're pressing the trigger, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the trigger is B and the top button's A.
Maybe it switches depending on which one shoots. That would be awesome, but I doubt it can do that. I mean, I hate having to hold it. It's so awkward.
Here, I'll try that one.
That one. Hey there. Oh god. I mean,
Look at how many things are flying on the screen.
and it seems like you'd be able to tap a lot easier, like faster with your thumb too.
But one advantage that it does have is an auto fire.
It does? How?
Yes. You flip that switch at the bottom from the off to the on position.
Ooh.
But here it just gives a burst of fire.
Yeah, it's more burst than it is auto, which we figured out earlier while playing with this control stick.
But
Hey, there's a guy. And we're flying over this huge ship. This is really big. I mean, the helicopter is a pretty big piece of equipment. There's another one. Get it. And then you press A to continue.
wow, this is so hard.
Yeah, I got a weapon upgrade. Now we're going back
The
out.
clicking is so annoying.
Yeah, I know. And it does it when you rock the stick, too.
Yeah, so there's just so much clicking sound. It's so obnoxious.
Yeah, but technically you're gonna get the same with the NES Zapper.
True.
This is true. How would you play this with a zapper? That would be atrocious.
Have the controller in one hand and the zapper in the other.
Yeah.
That might actually be pretty cool.
If you could get it. It's one of those two-player things like the Atari Indiana Jones.
Yeah. That'd be a little bit more realistic too, I think. But, oh, this is bad. I don't like the controller so far. It hurts my finger to press.
I've actually played it earlier and I really liked it. I think it's much faster than an actual A button. I mean, saves you a lot of hurt thumbs.
Yeah.
It does. Now we're going to fight one of the bosses. Which, the bosses in this game are pretty much the easiest things ever.
I will.
Oh, I got game over. Which means your game over might be coming up soon.
Probably.
You have a limited amount of continues, but you can never tell how many you have left.
Going
Well,
into
he's using the
practical
controller.
light speed here.
Yeah, but you still gotta continue left.
So,
It's not like Contra where you can steal your friend's continue.
I would still have a seizure here. What happened?
It's a refuel ship.
Oh. I'm glad
so
it's not-
technically, the joystick is working wonders.
Technically.
Now you get to go fight some tanks. Cool. You rescued 4 guys. Is that a smiley face over there?
Yes, it looks like it. Alright, so now we're going to play some Life Force. Alright, so this time I'm going to be using the regular controller. John will be using the control stick.
Alright, here we go. Life Force. Now, I can't really find a comfortable way to hold this. Now, I'm the blue ship and Nathan's the red ship. At least it's not like Battletoads where you can hit your own friends.
I love that.
I know you do. Now, don't get me wrong, it's fun, but if you're trying to beat the game...
Yeah.
Option. And to get a power-up, which is by pressing A, you would just hit the top button.
Oh, this part's so hard.
Now, I never understood where you are in this game, personally. Are you inside something like a
That's what it
monster?
looks like. It looks like you're in something alive. Maybe it's like a living planet you're invading or something.
That would be cool. Like in Galaga, when you invade the hive.
Yeah. I like my little missiles that come off me. I think that's pretty awesome.
This game is a lot like Galaga in ways too.
Yeah, it is. Even the ships kind of look like it.
So Galaga's awesome.
Just a different
Can I just have a
perspective.
game over? Man.
Game over. Now, normally I can make it a lot farther with the controller, but, you know, not this time. I'm not used to using the control stick yet, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah, let's try it again. Maybe that wasn't very long.
I'm going to try to find a more comfortable way to use it.
I hate the backgrounds in this game. Like, why aren't our guns making any sound? There they go.
It takes a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like they should, you know, like if they had like a background like in Contra did, you know?
Yeah.
An awesome background. It would make this game a lot funner.
And then they had the semi-3D perspective. Now, if it was almost like Star Fox in part of the game,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, like it would switch.
Could you imagine playing Star Fox with this thing?
Yeah, that would be good. If only we had that game.
Yeah.
And you can't shoot backwards.
This is where I died earlier.
Yeah. Now, it would be pretty cool if you were actually inside somebody like a nanobot attacking
Yeah, that
back.
would be cool. But that's the thing I like about newer games, is that it explains that.
Yeah, on these they never really had enough bit space to put in a story. Or if they did, the game sucked.
Yeah, it is kind of going for the Contra effect where it kind of just drops you off in the middle of nowhere with no conception of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I guess I died again, man.
Alright, got just a little bit farther than I did.
Funny how the joystick is always the one that lasts longer.
Yeah, well, it didn't in the last game.
No, it actually did.
Yeah, true.
Now, we'll see how much longer I can last with it, because
Yeah.
I've only got 1 life left.
Yeah. Maybe it's awkwarder, but it helps before you realize it.
Awkwarder.
Awkwarder, that's a word, right?
Of course it is.
And now the evil horns of death.
This has gotta be a living planet or something.
Yeah. I mean, if you were inside
I love how
somebody...
you can see that they're not attached.
Yeah.
Well, it is NES.
Yeah.
And you know, they did a pretty good job with it. But this is Konami
Definitely
we're
better than
talking
Mario.
about. But this is Konami we're talking about.
And as a matter of fact, another similarity with Contra is that the cartridge art looks almost identical,
It does.
being a
Alright.
standard Konami game.
Well, speaking of Contra, let's get on to that one. So here we go. We're going to play some Contra. And if you look, you can definitely tell it's a Konami game by this kind of sheenish background. But anyway, let's get on to the game. Alright, so we're going to be playing some Contra. I'm going to be using the control stick, and Michael's going to be using the control pad. Alright, here we go. Stage 1, Jungle. Now I gotta say, aiming is a lot easier. No question. But jumping,
How about the auto?
the auto,
I
burst.
hate that. Stupid burst.
It's really not that bad for a
Burst isn't
semi-automatic weapon. And I just took out all those guys with one. Turning that off.
Me too. Dang, you cannot get past that thing.
Alright, I got it. In the air. Oh, I'm dead.
Alright, so the control stick, it's relatively cheap at any used game store. and you can find it pretty easily. I paid $5 for it. Now, some of the drawbacks are that the start and select buttons are down here, and the auto fire switch is down here. The auto fire doesn't work well in other games like that, it just shoots a burst. Why it is, I really don't know. But one of the other drawbacks is, it's not a very long cord. So you'd either have to have your TV sitting here, your Nintendo sitting here, and you sticking this thing on the table. Well, you can't really do that either because the suction cups don't work that well because it's so old. But you really can't be that far away from your TV. But you can get an extension, but that would cost more than the thing itself. So, all in all, it's a really good thing. It's a really nice accessory. It's certainly a lot better than some of the other things. However, I've never heard of SpectraVideo before. So, it's good. I recommend it to anybody.
So, it's decent. I mean, it's a good thing for the time, I guess. I mean, it's definitely better than an Atari controller, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the suction cups. It doesn't move very far, so it's kind of hard to tell it where you want to go. It's good that you can move in all directions, but the clicking is so annoying. It even clicks when you just move it, so it's retarded. I hate that. The sound is so annoying. I mean, it just drives me insane. And I didn't like you had to hold it there. I mean, I guess you couldn't really put it on your leg because of the design of it. It wobbles around too much. That would be just too hard to control. But I mean, overall, it's decently comfortable, which is, I guess, is the main point of these things. A more comfortable way to play games. So, I mean, I like it. I don't think I would have even spent $5 on it, but it's alright.
Alright, so this is the SpectraVideo Quickshot. One thing I really do like about it is that it matches the original NES color scheme for the most part. You see it has this putty color and then the gray and red. And if you look here, the select and start labels and the auto fire are actually very close to the font on the Nintendo where it says entertainment system. So I do like that much about it. And, you know, yeah, the suction cups are pretty old, so you kind of have to find a resting spot or you have to, you know, use it on a table. But I enjoyed playing with this thing. I did play with it a good bit before the review. And I do like this. I think it's a really good controller, and I think it's just a cool accessory to have. I mean, it's certainly playable. I mean, there's other accessories, you know, like the Power Glove, say, or whatever, you know, that you can't, some games aren't even playable. I mean, at least you can play any game with this. And I mean, it is really fun for those space shooters. So, you know, I'm going to recommend this thing, but I mean, it's pretty cheap to, you know, go find it if you can find one at your local game store. And I really do like it, so I would definitely recommend this. Best candidate for test on the Quickshot? Wall Street Kid. Yeah, invest those stocks. $10,000. Check. $10,000.
It's over 9,000!